What's up guys, hope you're all doing well today. I've got a video for you about how to make a comeback. And this one, it's going to be pretty general and I hope to be a conversation starter for you guys because there are a lot of ways to do this and I'm just going to show one or two ways that I feel have been effective for me. When I play a lot of tough games in Championship and World Series, a lot of them are one-run games or having to come back at the end of the game. Sometimes even at the lower tiers when you're trying to climb, you'll get behind early just with a bad pitcher and then have to come back on them. So I wanted to give some tips on what works for me, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I'm pretty bad at Battle Royale, is that I try to work the game and I win games at the end against tough players. So when I face a tough player in Battle Royale, the first couple innings they might just, get a couple runs off of me and I can't do anything against them. So in ranked seasons, when I get that full 9 innings, I feel like I'm able to put pressure on them at the end of the game. And one of the main things is, like, let's say I'm down 3 or 4 runs. When I'm trying to make a comeback, the main thing I do is just kind of flip whatever my game plan has been for that game. And it sounds really simple, and really it is, but it does take some focus and some consciousness of what you've been doing for the game and what you can do for the rest of the game. So I was playing a game a couple days ago where I was being not very patient and just swinging at everything. The guy probably had 60 pitches thrown to the 9th inning. It was like 8-4 or something like that. And when we got to the 9th inning, he had Pat Neshek in, and it was 8-4, and he'd already thrown a little bit with Neshek, so I kind of saw a little bit of what his pattern was. So with Neshek, sometimes I take a few pitches against him because I'm looking for a certain pitch. I know if I get the sinker or the changeup, one of them's going to fool me if I'm looking for the other. So I just try to look at one of them. And instead what I did in that 9th inning was I just flipped it. Instead of taking a lot of pitches, which he thought I was going to do, is I took one pitch and then the second pitch I was swinging at. And then that helped me come back real quick. If you guys saw one of my earlier videos, I was down like 3-1 or something in the 9th inning. And the guy threw me 3 straight sliders over the plate, and I swung at each one of them first pitch every time and hit all 3 of them out of the park. During that game, I had been a little bit more patient and striking out a little bit, but at the end of the game, I just swung at the first pitch every time. If it was going to be over the middle of the plate, I swung at it. And this is really what I've noticed for every time either I come back or the other person comes back. It's when they change up whatever they had been doing for the whole game. Because when you get to the 9th inning, you're feeling like, all right, I already know what this guy's doing. Whether you're pitching or you're hitting, you already feel like you've seen what this guy's got. And all of a sudden, if they switch it up on you, it can be hard to adjust to because they're the one who adjusted, and now you have to adjust back. So in that period between them adjusting and you adjusting, there's that period where they have the upper hand. So you have to make sure that you're able to reduce that gap if you're the one ahead. If you're the one trying to come back, you want to try to extend that gap as much as possible and have that upper hand for as much time as you can. So if you see that all of a sudden they're adjusting back, and this also once again goes back to plate discipline, if you see them adjusting to your adjustments, then you have to adjust again. And this happened to me yesterday where I was just getting dominated by this guy using John Lester. And then all of a sudden I was like, all right, I'm taking the 2 strikes. He's got a weak bullpen. I'm going to take the 2 strikes and hopefully get some good swings on him. What happened was I was down like 2-0 and he started throwing some pitches off the plate, a lot of breaking balls off the plate. But then, I kid you not, he started throwing fastballs down the middle. Just straight fastballs down the middle for like 1 or 2 innings. And eventually I came back and I scored those 2 runs late, tied it up. I think I ended up losing that game. But the fact that he was just absolutely dominating me, I couldn't get anything going at all. Being able to change that up just for a few minutes, for a few innings, I was able to come back in that game. Obviously a 2-run lead's not much, but when it's 2-0, it feels really, really bad for you because when you scored 0 runs versus 1 run, for me, that's a big deal. I feel like I can't get anything going, and it's very hard on confidence for me. But when I score at least 1 run or 2 runs, then I feel like, all right, this guy gave up a couple, I can get a couple back at any time. So when it's down 2-0, for me, it just feels like it's a huge lead. The fact that I was able to get those 2 runs back, it really helped my confidence, and even though I didn't win that game, I still felt pretty good about what happened. And whenever I give up a lead, it's always 100% because the other person just took a couple pitches here and there, whereas before in the game, they were just swinging at everything, and then all of a sudden they started taking a pitch here or there. All of a sudden, it's a 2-0 count, and I have to throw a fastball and they hit it hard. Sometimes they just get lucky, they get a couple guys on base. all of a sudden they get that one swing that's good enough after they made a couple adjustments, and then they come back, they tie it up. And that's just really what I've seen, is that they make that adjustment at the end of the game. They create that period where you have to adjust back to their adjustments, and if you're able to do that to them, you're going to have the upper hand for a little while. Obviously, making an adjustment is pretty basic. Anyone can do it at any time, and it's pretty effective, especially depending on how fast the person's able to react to you. But like I said, I just want this to be a conversation starter. So I want you guys to throw in whatever you got. I want to hear your guys' stories of coming back, how you did it, when it happened, everything you got for me, because this is not something that I can just cover all at once, and it's very nuanced and very particular to every situation. So I want to hear what you guys have. Let me know what you think, and hopefully if I can get some good stories together, I do want to go back to redo this video at some point, maybe in a year or so, and we could put together a really good package of ideas for how to come back in a game. So let's hear those stories, and I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like it, hit like and subscribe. If you want to see something new or have a specific part of the game you want help with, be sure to leave a comment and we'll all try to help out. Peace.